Welcome to Idle Minds. It's been a while since the last upload, and for that, I apologize. Like you, I'm also a work-from-home freelancer, and on average, I work 18 hours per day, 7 days a week. So, I spend most of my waking time writing. I want to thank everyone who watched Idle Minds' first video. I hope it's able to help you optimize your Upwork profile. As of today, we've reached 100 subscribers and 1,300 views. It's far from YouTube's monetization requirement of 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. Still, I'm confident that we'll get there before the year 3045. This video is dedicated to all work-from-home freelancers struggling to find clients. Here, we will talk about an essential aspect of succeeding in Upwork. How to properly evaluate a job advertisement, so you don't waste your precious connect. Shall we begin? If you don't know how to spend your Upwork connects, you could end up without a job, or you could be waiting for the next month to get your free connects again. Connects are the currency you use to find a job on Upwork. It's a control system to prevent freelancers from applying to all the jobs posted there. If this currency system is not in place, it will be more difficult for the client to find the right person for the job. As with any legal tender or currency, it's limited. So, spend it wisely. This video will teach you how to use your Upwork connects to their full potential. However, please note that I cannot guarantee to find a job. You need to learn several factors to find a client easily, and learning how to evaluate a job ad is one of them. Knowing how to evaluate job postings alone will ensure that you have connects ready to spend when the right job comes along. Section 1. How to use your Upwork connects. Upwork has a monthly connects plan. You get 10 free connects each month, but they dry up quickly if you don't know how to use them. Using your Upwork connects is a matter of strategy. For example, you need to decide if you will spend 6 connects for just one job or 3 jobs worth 2 connects each. When using your connects, you need to be careful because they are gone if you don't get chosen, or if the job advertisement you responded to gets archived. You get 10 free connects if the client responds to your proposal. If you run out of connects, you can wait for next month's freebie, or you can buy additional connects at the following rate: 10 for $1.50. 20 for $3, 40 for $6, 60 for $9, 80 for $12, 90 for $22.50. Alternatively, you can subscribe to the Upwork Plus program and get 70 connects each month as one perk. This costs $14.99. If you're jobless and have financial worries, that's expensive. But they can be worth the investment if you're just getting started. If you can afford the additional connects, then availing of them is convenient. However, if you are desperate for a job, have bills piling up, and are worried about where to get the cash for the next meal, buying extra connects is undoubtedly out of the question. Section 2. Evaluating a job post. You need to listen closely and don't rush through this section. If you need to pause or rewind the video, do so. But you must take note of the important things mentioned below. If you're looking for a job, you need to evaluate a job post properly. It's pretty simple. Here is the first tip. Don't apply at every job posting you see. Upwork is not a game of numbers, it's a game of skill, qualification, and confidence. Only apply for jobs you know you can get a 5-star rating. Meaning it's something you can do well. When you click on a job ad on Upwork, here are 6 sections you need to look at before you decide to apply and spend connects. 1. When was the job posted? Apply for freshly posted jobs. Don't waste your time for jobs posted a month or 7 months ago. Also, the time difference between you and your potential client is one of the things you need to consider. If you are in the Philippines and want North American clients, stay up at night and monitor the job feed for fresh uploads. 2. How many connects are required, and how many connects do you have? If you want to get this job, you need to know the minimum number of Upwork connects needed. The higher the income potential from a job is, the higher the number of connects required. Usually, it's a minimum of 1 and a maximum of 6. This information is crucial. Therefore, if you know that you can bag this job, go for it without a doubt. Otherwise, stick with lowballers who can give you 5 stars despite the low pay. 5 stars is critical to your profile, because most clients use this to judge your ability to deliver the skill you advertised in your profile. 3. Preferred qualifications. Here is the following information you will see in this section. Talent type. This tells you if the client is looking for an independent freelancer or someone who belongs to an agency. Job success score. Some clients do not mind if you have a low score. However, some clients require you to have at least 90% JSS. If you do not meet this qualification, don't apply. Include rising talent, yes or no. If this section indicates yes, and you do not have a rising talent badge, do not apply. Location. Some clients require talents in specific regions. Don't apply if you are outside that country or region. English level. Depending on the job, some clients require you to be fluent in specific languages. If you do not possess fluency, don't apply, as you will be wasting your connects. 4. Activity on this job. This next section is relatively small. It's quick to browse, but it is loaded with information. Proposals. This is the number of proposals submitted by freelancers to the client. In short, they are your competitors. If it's more than 10, do not apply. Your application will be at the bottom of the queue, and more often than not, it is rarely viewed by the client. Your objective here is to get the client's attention. Therefore, only apply to those jobs with minimal competition, as your chances of being noticed are better. Last viewed by client. This is the time when the client last visited the job ad. 15 to 60 minutes is excellent. It means the client is online, or within 24 hours is still acceptable. Skip it if the client hasn't visited the job post for several months. Interviewing. This part tells you if the client is already interviewing freelancers. If the number of applications is 10 and below, and the interviewing is 0, you still have a chance. If the client is interviewing 2 or more, they may have already chosen a candidate. In this case, I recommend you skip. Invite sent. This is the number of invitations that the client sent out to freelancers they think meet their qualifications. The client searches for freelancers, scans potential candidates' profiles, and invites them to review the job postings. Freelancers who get the invite can either accept the interview or decline it. Getting an invitation from the client is the best way to get contracts on Upwork. You do not use any connects when you get invited. However, it is not easy and it takes time. For one, you need to make sure that your profile is optimized. Profile optimization means your profile is 100% complete, and your description is written with a sales and marketing approach. Meaning you have written your description to sell your skills. Also, this works better for freelancers with several 5-star ratings in their work history. So, this is what you should be aiming for: getting invited to send proposals, that is. Unanswered invites. If this is 0, you have a chance. If one of the freelancers invited by the client responds, you will see it as interviewing. In this case, I recommend you skip because the client already has someone in mind more often than not. 5. Is the payment method verified? Client payment verification guarantees that the client is legitimate and that the project is funded. In short, a client who is payment verified is not a scammer. If you see from the job post that the payment is not verified, skip it. Of course, it's still possible for you to submit a proposal, but you'll likely be wasting your connects. What if you get an invitation from a client who is not verified? What do you do? You can either decline or accept the interview. Remember, you do not spend any connects here. And if you decide to decline, it will not impact your profile, so don't worry. There are several reasons for you to decline an offer to send a proposal. An example of this is that you do not like the nature of work, that the job offer is not in your skill set, or that you are already busy with your current contract. If you decide to decline the offer to send a proposal, you have the option to refer another freelancer. Assuming you and the client agree on the task, you must remind them to verify their payment method. Otherwise, the client will not be able to prepare the contract. Don't worry. This is not offensive or anything. Payment verification is an essential requirement in Upwork, as this will guarantee that the project is funded. It may be a scam if the client delays this process, or if you do not hear from them again after reminding them to verify their payment method. Remember, legitimate clients will not hesitate to verify their payment method. If the client suggests that the payment be made outside Upwork, do not accept or acknowledge it. This is a big no-no in Upwork, and you can get banned for it. Plus, remember that you are a newbie, and you need 5-star ratings. If the contract is outside Upwork, this job will not reflect on your job history, and you will not get any rating for it. Remember, ratings are important because they will make or break your career as a freelancer on Upwork. In this case, the higher the rating, or 5 stars, the more attractive you are to clients. The more 5-star ratings you get, the more marketable you become, the higher your income will be. So think long-term all the time. Upwork fees do hurt, but they are an investment in your freelancing career. So, it is best to keep your clients within Upwork, so you can get a long list of clients with 5 stars. 6. Client's recent history. The feedback section consists of the comments given by the freelancer to the client and vice versa. When evaluating a job post, always consider the feedback given to the client by previously hired freelancers. Don't apply for the job if it's less than 3 and several negative comments. This means that the client is problematic. Perhaps they have an attitude or are overly demanding. It is really up to you. The feedback accurately represents the business relationship with the client if you have a contract with them. There you have it, the 6 key points you need to look at to evaluate a job post in Upwork properly. By identifying these key points, you get to apply only on the jobs you have a high chance of succeeding, and you get to save your precious connects without spending a dime. There are still many things I need to share about Upwork Connects. Still, in the interest of keeping this video short, I'll be sharing more in the next installment. Getting a client as a freelancer is a complicated and lengthy process, especially if you're doing it wrong. That's why it is the advocacy of Idle Minds to be able to help freelancers worldwide by understanding the basics and by sharing tips and tricks. That said, if you need help optimizing your profile, or if you have questions about how to start as a freelancer, don't hesitate to send me a private message on Idle Minds' Facebook page. The link is in the description. Consultation is free of charge, but if you want to make a donation, you may scan these 3 barcodes for PayPal, PayMaya, or Gcash. Thank you very much, and see you in the next video.